Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to this review and opinions video. This is my voice after a 10-hour stream and then a 1-hour unseen. So I'm just going to try and get through this, right? This is going to be another one of those kind of head down, get through the video. I know that people are going to want more than that, but honestly, I'm kind of pushing my voice to the absolute limit here. Let's go through the scores. So the Women's Rumble, great 67%. I kind of thought it might have got a bit of a higher score than that, but you lot weren't massively moved by it. I mean, look, it's a great score, yeah? So no shade being thrown, but great 67, probably a little bit lower than we would have liked at the start of the evening. Motor City Machine Guns DIY, good 88. That's a really bad score, actually. I feel sorry for them in the sense of I actually thought that match would bang. I actually thought that match would really deliver. And I have no idea if it did or if it didn't, because I was still trying to catch up from the Women's Rumble. And so I'm keeping an eye on it, but I'm doing other stuff. I'm seeing the falls happen, but I can't give you a detailed breakdown of every single move in that match. And I think a lot of people were still recovering from the Women's Rumble. You know, we had Alexa in there, for example. That was a big moment. Alexa being in, Nikki Bella at the end, Charlotte winning. Like, there was just so much. And even though the women's match might not have kind of reached the heights we were hoping for, it still delivered a lot of talking points and a lot of moments, right? So we had that. Motor City Machine Guns against DIY, good 88%. I feel like that's probably a bit harsh, honestly. But I can't really back that up with anything because I don't have anything to really add. The only thing I'd say is the ending, I think, does suffer from the fact that the Street Profits come out. So the Street Profits come out, and I think that sort of derails, like, you know, the big dramatic ending. Instead, after all of that, there's outside interference. So I do feel a bit sorry for them, to be honest. Kevin against Cody. I thought this was so good. A little bit slow at the start, maybe. I mean, they're fighting in the crowd, which is good. Then there's maybe a little lull, but not much of a lull. I mean, they're constantly using weapons. I suppose the big problem was there were so many ladders around. They were constantly having to move things around, and it just felt like they're having to reorganize things. But, I mean, some of those spots were brutal. And, yeah, really good. You lot enjoyed it. You went great 89%. You said it was like 20-odd% better than the whole Women's Rumble, right? And then, of course, we got to our last match, which was the Men's Rumble. You lot said that was all-time 34%. Very close between all-time and great, but you went all-time 34%. So, I mean, takeaways, I've got a lot of respect for Speed. I think what Speed did was absolutely fantastic. I am not one for celebrities in matches, but if we are going to get a celebrity, that's exactly how I want them to be. And I've said that on the stream. I've said it in Unseen. You know, someone that's willing to make themselves look a little bit silly just so they can make the wrestlers look really good. And, you know, him being in the back of that cart, being carted away. I mean, he gets it. He understands that he is an entertainer. He understands that he is someone that is there to entertain the crowds. And if that means him getting speared into the shadow realm is going to entertain the crowds, then he will do it. He will agree to it, right? And so, and what a moment as well that's going to go viral all over social media. I mean, brilliant. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. The next thing that comes to my mind is Alexa. And having her back is brilliant. Obviously, it looks like she's going to be going into the Wyatt 6. I mean, the doll seems to have one eye that says A, I'm guessing for Alexa, and the other side says 6. And obviously, we know about the URL. We know Alexa Bliss. We know, like, that she's meant to be that 6th member. Well, she's come back with a new updated Lilly. She's got a playground look to her. So everything seems to be pointing that way. We just don't know when the rest of the 6 are going to be back, you know? Are we going to still wait for Howdy? Like, is she in the group? Like, It's just weird, isn't it? She's come out of nowhere. We haven't even teased that she was coming back. There's been no vignettes or anything like that, which is very un-Wyatt 6. It's very un-sort of Bray Wyatt. That kind of creative, like you would normally tease something. So where has she been? Is she in the group? Is she connected? What has she got to say about Bray's passing? Because we have not seen her since. I mean, honestly, her segments are going to be absolutely unmissable, but you don't need me to tell you that, right? So, of course, that's the next thing that we're looking at. And then, I mean, look, there's just so many talking points. I mean, I could fill this hour just talking about all the different things, and that's not really why you're here. You're here so that I can read your comments and also to get my thoughts. I said during the watch along I was going to go an 8.5, and I'm still around that ballpark. I do think there's a few moments where I think the show's a bit long, actually. I mean, it's come out at like 268 minutes long or something like this, over 4 hours. And honestly, even though it didn't feel like it because I was so engrossed, I still think that you could shave time off that. I really think we're at the point where we could have 2 days worth of Royal Rumbles and there would be no complaints. You know, do the women's main event in night 1, do the men's main event in night 2. You can even then get a few other matches in there and both can clock in at around the 3-hour mark, right? We can enjoy it. We can get a rest, like a bit of a break in between. Like, I'm totally down for 2-day Rumble PLEs. After this, certainly after this, where we only had 4 matches, and we went like over 4 hours. I think we went like 4 hours 20 or something like this. I mean, it's crazy. So I'm definitely ready for two days worth of Royal Rumbles now. So hopefully they can get that worked out. It has been discussed, apparently. We know that WrestleMania's 2 days. We know that SummerSlam's going to go 2 days. It's time. It's time to do the same with the Rumble. So, yeah, I sort of feel like there's so many talking points. There's so many ways forward. But listen, from a review point of view, I think the men's was better than the women's. I really like the back end of the men's. You know, those moments where you've got Roman and Punk and, you know, Seth coming down. They were, like, really good. I do think it's confusing that Jey had to eliminate John at the end. I don't get that. Why didn't Logan eliminate John and then we had heel face? Like, I wanted John of the two. If you're going to make me choose, I've got to choose, right? So I was like, I hope John does it. It's his last Rumble. It's his last year. So I was with John Cena, right? And then that meant that when Jey won, I had this weird disappointment, even though I shouldn't really be disappointed because Jey Uso, you know, a lot of people will say he doesn't deserve it, but I think he does. Because he is someone that has got himself so over. He's got himself so over to a level that's very, very rare that I think with, you know, the fact he's been in WWE for as long as what he has, for the fact that he has been able to transition over to being a single star, the contributions he made to the Bloodline storyline, like, I think he does deserve to have this opportunity. Right? I think he does deserve to have Royal Rumble winner next to his name. And I don't know if he's going to go on to win the world title, but considering he keeps losing to Gunther, WrestleMania would be a good place for him to turn that around. And it really does set up some very, very intriguing matches if he is world champion. Him against Sammy would be very intriguing. Him against Kevin Owens would be very intriguing. Him against Solo would be very intriguing. Him against Roman would be very intriguing, with Jey being the one with the championship. Like, I feel like putting the belt on Jey really opens up a door of opportunities. So, I don't know. I know a lot of people are down on it, saying, oh, they've just gone with the popular choice. But I love the fact I was swerved. I love the fact I didn't see it coming. I love the fact that people are happy about it. Like, I mean, it'd be good to do like a poll. I've not seen a poll as to how people have responded, but honestly, I'm not down on it. I'm really not down on it. It's just, why did you make me choose in that final moment between the two? So that when Jey did, I was like, oh, well done, Jey. Rather than like, yeet, 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 yeet. I mean, there'll be people that were like, oh my God, going crazy. Instead, like, I'm like, oh, well done. I just don't get it. I mean, if it had been him and Logan, I would have been like cheering Jey on with every fibre in my body, you know? Charlotte, we thought it was going to go that way. It did go that way, and I don't really have much to add. I know a lot of people don't like it. I totally get it. She gets everything handed to her. I get it. It's long been rumoured it's going to be her against Tiffany at WrestleMania. She was the favourite to win. The only thing I can say is it just went the way I thought it was going to go. So I can't really get angry because I thought it was going to go that way. I predicted it going that way. So I don't feel this kind of anger. Are there other people I would have preferred? Yeah, probably. But I don't know. I also look at it as like, if Tiffany's reign is going to mean anything, she has to beat someone like Charlotte. Charlotte is a name that you need on your resume. Now, there's obviously ways we can get to that. She didn't need to win the Rumble, for example. But Charlotte is star power. You know, she is big time. She is that sort of Becky Lynch level. And so it's a good match for Tiffany if she can get the win. Right? Are they going to, like, allow her to get the win? Or is it back to putting the title on Charlotte? That's going to be very interesting. So I don't want to keep talking. I've already took up 11 minutes. I'm going to score it an 8.5. I think the men's was better than the women's. Tag match, I can't really comment on. Title match, really enjoyed. Whole thing felt a little bit long. And honestly, you could probably shave some time here and there, get it down. But I just think we're at the point where we need to go 2 days, honestly. I think we're at the point where we need to go 2 days. So Beard Coach said, sorry if it is too long, but just read the women's. We don't do these like attachments anymore, right? But I'm just going to read whatever's in front of me, honestly. So Beard Coach, don't worry about it. I'm just going to read whatever we get. And but the only one with this one is I don't even know if I can quite make it out. So I'm going to do my best. Women's Rumble delivered with the surprises. Alexa Bliss' return was amazing, but her elimination was super uneventful. Well, you say that. But she got eliminated too early, too soon. Well, she has only just returned from 2 years away, so it might be she couldn't stay in there all that long from a cardio point of view and all of that sort of stuff, right? And so, but who did she get eliminated by? Liv. It could turn out to be very eventful. It's over for PFC. They were all in the ring and they weren't even able to eliminate one person. Did they get rid of Maxine? The Sonya and Chelsea Green reunion could have been better. No surprise that Charlotte wins. That's great. She's a great wrestler, but she already has 14 title wins. And the fact that no one is close to that is absurd. She didn't need this win. I would be more of a fan of her if she wasn't overpushed. I don't have any argument to that. Men's Rumble had some great moments. Fatu had a great performance, which is what I was looking for. The face-off between Roman, Cena, and Punk was great. I thought Cena not winning, but having a good run and being runner-up was perfect. Congrats to Jey, but I think it's obvious now that he will challenge Gunther and win the title. Okay, Ben said, where does Cena win his 17th? He's got all year to do it. Yes. I mean, I don't know that it'll be at WrestleMania, but I still think he gets there. Word on the street is, Cena versus Cody. Cena is going to be in Elimination Chamber, and so he's going to try and get to it that way. So at the moment, we're still on track for Cena versus Cody. Marvel Nerd said, I'm going to give it a perfect 10. Keaton said, the scoreboard at the bottom was awesome. Jimmy Rabbit, shout out to you. Let's see if I can go full screen on this. Jimmy Rabbit says, Charlotte didn't need the win, and I didn't want her to win, but she did. Having her be a face is a big no from me. Jey is still on the rise. Give him the money in the bank, but the Royal Rumble. We expect him to face Cody or Gunther, which is likely, and win. He already fought Gunther and lost. He hasn't been able to build himself up after that defeat. Sami did for months, but Jey doesn't have the time. And even if he does win, woohoo, look at who he has to defend it against after. He's not that guy yet. I was so hoping for The Rock to come out at 31. That would have made it more epic, but it's hard for me to look at the event at face value without thinking of what it all means. Jey winning for me makes the show lower because it makes WrestleMania lower. Let's hope for a swerve. P.S. Alexa Bliss. Holy beep, beep. Jimmy Rabbit, shout out to you. Johnny said Cody and KO was match of the night. Men's Rumble start and finale sucked. Also, I don't like that Cena is still doing the I'm excited to be here guest appearance gimmick. Women was great despite they eliminated Io and Bianca in an effing group elimination spot. Tag match was there, 7.5, says Johnny. Nishi said, I loved every bit of it. Loved the way they planned the Men's Rumble, with the technical wrestlers starting the match and paving the way for the power hitters and the mega stars. The spot where Seth entered the Rumble was magical. Yeet. Carl said, winner was super predictable, but the Women's Rumble was fire. Proud of Roxanne lasting the whole match except for 2 minutes before she got in and being second. KO versus Cody was fire. Men's Royal Rumble was awful. We only had 2 surprises, Joe Hendry, which was obvious, and AJ being back. 8 wasted twice. Jey winning just because of yeet. Thumbs down. Thumbs down. James said it was good. Alexa's back. That's definitely the highlight of the night for me. Duke's Wrestling said it was an amazing show. Definitely 9 range. Both Rumble matches had me on the edge of my seat the whole time. Alexa return was legendary. NXT women showed out. And Jey winning was completely unexpected. Also, thoughts for KO and Cody. I hope they're okay. Well, reports are Cody's got multiple injuries. We don't know how serious they are. But I would imagine Kevin's got multiple injuries as well, yes. Raymond said, Daze, I thought the Rumble tonight was outstanding. Like, the Women's Rumble was really good. The match between Cody and KO was insane. And the Men's Rumble match was just holy shiz. Jey winning deserved 10 out of 10 for tonight. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, buds. Austin, shout out to you, says Women's Rumble was good. I expected more, but still good. Decent tag match. Didn't expect Street Profits to interfere. It was a nice surprise. KO versus Cody was brutal. It was the best match of the night, and I respect both. I even didn't mind Cody winning. KO is going to be mad at Sami. The Men's Rumble started mid, but got better once Roman came in. Happy Joe was eliminated quick. The sequence from the final 6 was cinema. Can't wait to see where the story of Roman, Punk and Seth is going. Cena didn't need the win, so I'm glad they went with Jey. He deserves it, and it's about time he becomes world champion. Also glad the better AJ showed up, not the other one. Yes, I said it. Royal Rumble 775. Austin, thank you. It's Ryan said, great show with amazing star power throughout, ruined by the ending, unfortunately. Bad booking decision considering the amount of talented wrestlers in the Men's Rumble. Jey does get the crowd going, but is exposed when the bell rings. In the history books, as a Royal Rumble winner, it doesn't sit right. Samantha says 10 out of 10. I loved every minute of it. Seeing Alexa, Charlotte winning the Rumble and Jey winning the Rumble are my 3 favourite moments. Angie said the Women's Rumble was amazing. So glad to see Alexa, Nikki and Charlotte back. Tag match just annoyed me. Glad Cody won. Hoping they are both okay injury-wise. Men's Rumble was phenomenal. So proud of Jey. And Cena showed how much of a class act he has always been. 9 out of 10. Christopher said, I think it's one of the best Rumbles. Wondering if the women's had a few changes due to the Dakota injury and Becky potentially still filming a secret project that Seth spoke about earlier this year. Ooh, don't know, to be honest. I mean, I was sort of under the impression any project she had filmed had maybe already been done. So, I don't know. I mean, she was expected to be on Raw on the 6th. I mean, the dirt sheets were saying, and obviously, take that with a pinch of salt, but the dirt sheets were saying that she was, like, changed for The Undertaker. Not, like, last minute. Not like she was at the show. Like, they changed it, like, a few weeks in advance. But that's where she was going to come back. And she is in the promotional material. So it really does feel like I can sort of believe that she was going to come back around that time. So, yeah, I genuinely don't know what happened with Becky. Dakota's injury, I think, definitely did change some stuff. They maybe kept, like, a window open for potentially Asuka, if she could make it back in time as well. There was quite a few NXT talents that were in that Rumble. If you think, it's very strange, they called up all those women to fill those spots for NXT, yet there was no NXT men's talents. It does sort of feel like some of those spots probably got filled by NXT talents that, Jada Parker maybe replaced Dakota Kai, something like that. And I don't know, I mean, Roxanne, Julia, Stephanie, maybe they would have been in, but it's a lot of spots for NXT talent in the women's. And we couldn't find a single one in the men's, not even for Obafemi, the current champ, or Trick Williams, that would have had an awesome moment with his music playing, Briggsy said, definitely one of the best Rumbles. I'm going to say 8.5. Speed being in the Rumble was the worst part. Cody, Kevin was amazing. Tag match was a little underwhelming, and I'm happy for Jey. It was an amazing show overall. Matt has said the Rumble matches really highlighted how many different strings Triple H can pull on the road to WrestleMania. So many moving parts. LFG 77 more sleeps. Cena gets more corny the older he gets, but the way he sold his disappointment was A+. A 9.5 for me. I was thoroughly satisfied. Brady, shout out to you, said Alexa Bliss is back. I've waited 735 days for this. I love her attire, had multiple teases of Bray and the Wyatt Six. My favourite is the jacket, which references her and Bray's friendship, which is one that will never ever end. I'm excited to see how she does promos. It is true, I mean, she was Playground Alexa before. So, Playground Alexa before, what is it that she's going to be now? I mean, will it be in the playground still? Don't forget, this is now Triple H booking. So, I mean, having her in a playground setting is absolutely fine, but I don't think we're going to be seeing, like, the rocking horse rocking on its own and stuff like that under Triple H, so... Yeah, very good. Opulous Travel said, honestly, wow, and wow. It's the best Rumble I have ever witnessed so far. First of the Women's Rumble was beautifully done with surprises and brilliantly crafted wrestling. The tag match, the best tag match I've seen in months. Cody versus KO, I loved it. Men's Rumble, brilliant, 9.7. Wow. Opulous Travels, really enjoyed it. Dean Parker said, I love the Royal Rumble. I thought it was a great show. I lost my shiz when Alexa came out. I was not expecting Jey to win, but I'm happy he did, as he deserves to be world champion. Love the stream. Can't wait for the next one. Keep up the good work. Dean, shout out to you, buds. Nick said, I was not happy about some of the winners, even though I knew I was happy Diane retained, though. DIY, I'm guessing retained. Got you. Nick, shout out to you, buds. Chris said, hello, Daze. Hello, Chris. Said it's the best PLE of 2025. 7.5. I'd like to give flowers to Speeds. Jacob and the Prodigy for their Rumble performances. I don't want to be the person that said I told you so, but I told you so. Jey Uso winning me at the Rumble at plus 1900. There we go. Shout out to you. Chris, shout out to you. plus 1900. I don't know why I struggled with that so much. Yes, Chris did actually. Chris said he had a little go on Jey Uso. At plus 1900. So that's amazing. I hope that really came off for you, but I hope you won big with that, dude. So, Chris, very, very good. Homer said, since Jey Uso wins, he's going to go to WrestleMania. If John Cena had won, he wouldn't be tied with Steve Austin. God, I can't even remember how many times Cena's won the Rumble. So, yeah, I mean, if Cena had won it, I mean, this was his last one. He can get to WrestleMania anyway. So, I mean, all I'll say is that we didn't really know who was going to be facing Gunther. There was a nightmare scenario, a very real nightmare scenario, that Logan could have won this Rumble because we could have done Logan against Gunther. There was a chance Sammy could have got it, but instead they've gone with Jey, you know? So, yeah, I mean, for me, we've avoided the absolute nightmare scenario, and that is Logan winning it, right? That's what I'm focused on. We avoided the nightmare scenario. Cena can still get there, but, just puts more pressure on the chamber now. David said the Rumble was great. Women's Rumble 7 out of 10. I lost my mind when Alexa showed up. The Lilly Dark Alexa gimmick, she looks good. DIY Motor City Machine Guns was 6. It was okay. It was definitely the least quality match, but it was enjoyable. Cody Kevin was an 8. Those spots were insane. Absolutely great. I would have liked to have seen Kevin win, but oh well. And the Men's Rumble, 8.7. Congrats, Jey. Absolutely great match. Minus the slight Penta mishap. Oh, yeah. Other than that, it was great. I feel guilty, but I was begging Breaker to slice Speed like deli meat with that spear. David, shout out to you. You got your wish. Nando said, great Rumble. So glad Charlotte won, and Roxanne, final 2, as an NXT superstar. It tells me her push will be insane, and it is deserved. Jordan Grace impressed me a lot. Glad DIY retained. Great Cody match. Great Men's Rumble. Hate that we have to see Jey Gunther for the 87,000 blah, 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 blah time. Nando, shout out to you, buds. Kelly said, okay, I'm going to make this as quick as possible. This was by far my favourite Royal Rumble in a long time. Highlight of the night, Alexa returning. Oh my God, I was not expecting this, and boy, did she look great. And Lilly is better than ever. Cannot wait to see where this goes. Didn't watch much of the tag match, but I'm glad that DIY retained. Cody and Kevin, oh my God, what a match. They really took some hits. At one point, Cody looked like he wasn't going to get up. He looked out cold. What he did to KO, putting him through that ladder, he went right for the title, and Cody usually would go check on someone hurt like that, but he celebrated and left. Now, I did see a shot where he asked the ref, is he okay? And the ref said he was, but he was not the same Cody. And KO, it just didn't look good. The Men's Rumble was so incredible. Everything about it was just amazing. I did not expect Jey winning, but he deserves it. I loved the show, 9.5, and you know I don't give out a score like that easily. So Kelly seemed to really enjoy it. Very good. Johnny said, I don't agree with Charlotte winning. I was happy to see her return, but yeah, no. Happy Jey Uso won. Alexa Bliss returning, need I say more? NXT women represent. Cody versus KO, solid 4.5 stars. Tag match, Johnny, shout out to you. Ratchet said, nothing else matters but little Bliss and F the dirt sheets. Like Daze says, take it with a pinch of salt. My prediction was Sammy, but I was hoping for Jey, so happy for him. He deserves it. Alexa alone makes it a 10 for me. Actual score 8. It's Mania season, y'all. Yeah, Ratchet, thank you. Ryan said John Cena should have won. Roxanne Perez was the MVP. She will be a massive star and will win the Rumble next year, or maybe even Money in the Bank this year. WrestleMania 41 needs Nikki Bella, Chelsea Green. Oh, no. I'm really excited for that match. Nikki Bella said there's a couple of people. I think it was Bayley and Chelsea Green that's in her sights. That Chelsea Green match would be fantastic. I kind of feel bad for Speed, said Ryan. I don't feel bad for him. He did a great job. He did what he should have done, and I'll give him his flowers. But I don't feel bad for him. Jeff, the wrestling fan, said, I thought it was 9 out of 10. I didn't like Bella or Logan being 30 when we could have had, like, Jade or Randy. It was awesome. Other than that, yeets. Well, I don't know if we could have had Jade or Randy, to be honest with you. They weren't in the Rumble at all, so I don't know what their availability is like. Don't know if there's any issues going on, little niggles, or I don't know. I don't know why we didn't see Jade. That's very surprising. I don't know why we didn't see either, but we didn't. So I've got to think that for whatever reason, I mean, maybe they just weren't used. Maybe they'll come back on Monday or Friday. Don't know. I don't know. Until we get them back, I'm just going to presume they're just not quite available at the moment, so Cowboys said 10 out of 10 overall. Alexa returning was awesome. I'm glad she got that pop. DIY winning was decent. Cody versus KO was really brutal and good. As a big John Cena fan, I'm depressed that he did not win. But at the same time, I'm proud of Jey. CM Punk deserves better than being eliminated by Logan Paul. John Elite said, I enjoyed the Rumble tonight. Loved the set as well as the graphics on the bottom during the Rumble matches. That thing at the bottom, that banner, was great. Didn't expect Jey to win the men's Rumble. Awesome to see Alexa back. Cool jacket on Alexa. Nice to see Jordan in the Rumble again, only this time as a WWE superstar. Phantom67 says 8. Women's Rumble match was stacked at the back end. Good match, but the same old one. Tag team match was good, but I wasn't interested. Cody versus Kevin was brutal and so very excellent. Men's Rumble was so much fun to watch. Not a fan of Jey, but he is effing over. WWE Ethan said absolutely brilliant. I think the women's Rumble was insane with having Alexa return, and I went crazy for that. I honestly didn't expect a return. Didn't mind Flair winning. Cody Kevin was a blast and such a brutal match. One of the matches of the year so far. Yeet. Wrestling fans said the entire show cooked until Jey Uso won. Cena should have won, but whatever. Rest of the show, rest of the men's Rumble was great, said Wrestling fan. Sam, shout out to you. So women's 4 out of 5. Motor City Machine Guns against DIY 4 out of 5. KO against Cody 4.5 out of 5. And the men's Rumble 5 out of 5. So Sam, thank you. Generation said, I thought the show was great. Alexa being back is amazing. Jey Uso more than deserves that Rumble win. Io Sky should have won the women's Rumble, said Generation. Brendan said, loved it. Had a blast watching with my 6 and 11-year-old girls. Didn't see Jey winning at all, but I'm open to seeing where they go with it. I always suck at this name. I always suck. I always want to say Persephone, and it's not. So, but I did look the other day because you sent over. It's like Persephone, isn't it? Persephone, like that. But I'm really rubbish at pronouncing it. But you sent over something the other day. Here we go. I'm going to read it. I'm going to get it read.
Persephone.
Persephone. Mate, I had to check that the other day, and until I actually played this pronunciation thing, I was like, oh, no way.
Persephone.
It won't stay in my head. That's a name, honestly, I've never encountered before. I've heard it, but I've never encountered it.
Persephone.
There we go. Persephone. It's such a lovely name as well.
Persephone.
You tagged me in something the other day, and I was like, it's in Unseen. I think it's in the community folder. I just haven't got to the community folder yet. Because I did an hour today with Unseen, and I didn't even manage to get to, like, I don't think I got to other or community or thanks, so it's all rolling over. I'll get to it. But, yeah, I was like, I want to make sure I get that right. And then I was like, all right. I know people are disappointed Cena didn't win. People want the Cody story that we had for the last 2 WrestleManias. So finishing his story is fighting all year for his spot. It will be worth it in the end. They just want to tell a good story, not just hand it to him in the first match he's had in years. Thank you.
Persephone.
Right, Cookie Kid on Fire said, sucks. Wyatt Six Forever said, I don't know how I feel about Jey winning. They honestly should have kept the IC title on him and let Bron Breakker win the Rumble. But Alexa's return is amazing for the Wyatts. Great Rumble match, but I wasn't crazy about the winners. Chanel said, such a fun show this year. TNA wrestlers like Joe Hendry and Jordan Grace popping in. Jordan's WWE superstar now. Jey rightfully winning and becoming main event. But for me, Alexa stole the night. Her return was perfect. 9.5. P.S. I want heel Cody for Mania. LA Dempsey said, great card, fun moments, and I love that so many people are whining about it. I wanted Punk to win, but it's cool that Jey won. I think he's going to be going against Cody if he still has the title by then. I don't think him and Gunther would work. Interesting thought. Norma said it was a good show. I'm really happy that Jey won the Rumble. Yeet. Tom said, awesome, better than last year. Both Rumbles were great, and Bliss returning and Cena at the Rumble one last time were my favourite moments. Wrestling fans since day one said Daze twerking on stream was not on my bingo card. Well, it should have been. It should have been. Women's Rumble was amazing, 4.5 out of 5. So many great surprises. The only thing that disappointed me is the amount of people who were talking negative about it and was talking about AJ Lee the whole time. DIY versus Motor City Machine Guns was good, 3.5 out of 5. Street Profits turning heel was insane. Cody versus Kevin was great, 4.75. Men's Rumble was amazing, 5 out of 5. Didn't expect Jey to win. Royal Rumble, 8.35 out of 10. Great show. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, buds. Right, my phenomenal figures says Jey winning the Rumble was a good decision. It was unexpected. Yeet. Can't wait to see Jey win. I'm fine with Charlotte winning it, was the decision. Flair, Tiffy, or Rhea Flair will both be great matches. Motor City Machine Guns DIY was good. Profits should beat DIY at Mania. Cody versus KO was great. Loved the ending. Cena will face Cody at Mania, and Punk will face Roman, Seth, and Drew. Overall, 9 out of 10. Best Rumble since 2020, says my phenomenal figures. Las Vegas Matt said it feels like a successful show with some memorable moments, but I wonder, could it have been better? I Show Speed and Logan get spots in the Rumble, but R-Truth and Tama Tonga don't. I like Punk versus Seth versus Roman setup, but it needs to be for a world title. Alexa Bliss, 9 out of 10, said Las Vegas Matt. Brandon said, favourite Royal Rumble of all time, 10 out of 10. Alexa return was epic. Jordan Grace slamming Nia was legendary. Street Profits return was... can't wait for them versus DIY. Cody match of the night for me. On edge of my seat, start to end. Men's Rumble was stacked. Seth, Roman, Punk, can't wait. Penta, fire, yeet baby, stream, 20 out of 10. Brandon, thank you. M says, gutter. Tony says, yeet. Seeing haters hate on Jey for winning because Cena didn't is wild. Cena has a whole year to win his final title, and I can assure you WWE isn't going to let him retire without winning. I really enjoyed the Rumble, but I think it's because I didn't have high hopes. 7.8. Jasmine says 10 out of 10. Women's was too predictable, but I was so happy that Alexa Bliss came back. The jacket, just a beautiful tribute to Bray Wyatt's friendship never ends. Tag match was good, but again predictable. Cody versus Kevin was crazy, and Jey won the men's Rumble was shocking, said Jasmine. Trish said, I thought it was okay. The female Rumble, while great, it was very predictable, with Charlotte winning, but I'm glad Alexa is back, which made it worth it, in my opinion. On the male side, I was quite shocked at the end that they went with Jey, but it was great that he won 8 out of 10, and then a penis. Callum said tag match and WWE title match were really good. The women had the perfect mix of NXT and surprises, and I'm not too bothered that Charlotte won if Tiffy wins at Mania. The men's was disappointing, with only 2 surprise entries, and Jey winning when there's better matches to be made. Tiger Raptor said, I'm going to give it a 7, though the end was too predictable. I love the Women's Royal Rumble. I totally marked out for the Alexa return. Didn't watch the tag match, as I'm not keen on both teams. Cody and KO, brutal, but great. Men's was so-so, plus not a fan of Jey. Jen DTA said, it was like Christmas. Thank the goddess. Bliss is back. Rico said a few observations. Men's after VAR Penta's feet touched early. How did Speed's bruised spleen turn out to be a skinned shin? Why did Omos drop his title? Yeah, where was Omos? Women's had the perfect blend of NXT main roster and a sprinkle of legends with Trish and Nikki. Alexa eliminated early. How does she integrate with the Wyatts on SmackDown? So Rico has got some big questions, which hopefully we start getting answers, of course, on Raw and SmackDown this week. 9.369, top 5 Rumble of all time. Very well balanced show. The Women's Rumble had some great surprises. Alexa return was great and an amazing setup for a feud, teaming with Nikki again to go against Liv and Raquel. Okay, so Alexa and Nikki Cross. The tag match was above average. Go get a beer match. Cody and KO gave the best ladder match since Shawn and Razor. The men's Rumble had little surprises, but was so stacked it didn't need any. And the triple threat at Mania will be legendary. Congrats to Charlotte and Jey. Cena will win the Chamber. Okay, Shet said, I think that it was a strong women's rumble, weak tag match, awesome match with Cody KO, but the men's rumble was freaking insane. One of the best rumbles I've seen in a long time, but the best thing was Daisy's stream. Shet, thank you, my friends. Tristan said, I'm not ready. Don't do it, John. My mood for all of 2025. Oh, no, man. Honestly, when he came out, I mean, I'm not like this crazy John Cena fan, but I can easily get caught up in nostalgia and like John Cena and the emotion of him coming out, looking around and us knowing this is the final time. Like, it's just, you know, him going to be at his last WrestleMania, him going to be at his last SummerSlam, and then eventually we're going to get to that last match and it's going to hit, innit? It's going to hit. Cameron 875 said the women's had more than enough surprises for me, so personally I didn't get disappointed that they were few in the men's. After the build and the Rumble itself, I think we're getting Drew, Punk, Seth and Roman fatal 4-way at Mania. What do you think? Well, at the moment, I'm leaning to Punk, Seth, Roman. I don't know what we do with Drew. I did like Wrestle with Andy's theory of Drew versus Logan. I was kind of down for that. But then, you know, it was pointed out that Logan had eliminated AJ. So Logan, AJ could very much be on the cards. Some people are thinking we might do Drew versus Damian. Drew versus, which I mean, we could. I mean, that would be a pretty fun match, to be honest with you. Drew versus Damian, 2 big guys. You know, the promos could be pretty fun between them. Damian sort of needs that sort of feud now that he's out of Judgment Day. You know, if he starts falling down the card, he might not be able to get back up. So, you know, feuding with someone like Drew, who's also around the top end of the card. I mean, not long ago, coming out of a big feud with CM Punk, you know, world champion for all of 5 minutes last year, main evented clash at the castle in Scotland. I mean, you know, Drew is a big name. That would be good for Damien. So, I don't know. My head's spinning, to be honest. I think it's an option. I don't know that it'll go that way, though. Eddie said the Alexa return was phenomenal. It was the best part, in my opinion. The whole thing was fire. Paul I, an Arsenal of the Ministry, said bad decision as not the match in WrestleMania we wanted. Jay Gunther should have been Punk, Cena, Seth or Drew to have won. That would have made more sense, as one of those can go after Gunther or Cody. Jay for this WrestleMania's main event doesn't flow right. Bradley said, my favourite moment was Alexa's return, and I love Cody Kevin match overall. Great PLE. Tag match didn't work for me, but that was the only issue I had, said Bradley. It's Kaz81 said there's only one word needed. Yeet. It's Kaz, shout out to you, buds. Pete G said the women's rumble 8 out of 10, men's rumble 7 out of 10. Both started slow. Women's rumble was good with NXT wrestlers and Alexa return. Men rumble I had no issue with Jay winning, but wasn't a fan of Logan getting the 30 spot and being in the final 3. Asraf Belzi, shout out to you, buds. Said Alexa Bliss got the biggest reaction by far. Triple H, take notice. Shockwave said, I am giving it an 8 out of 10. The Bliss return and Charlotte, the shock win for Jey, all roads lead to WrestleMania. This made up for the poor SmackDown and Raw that we've been having. 2 more to go. Look at this. Clay said, I loved it. The show. Can I get a picture of Bayley? Can I get a picture of Bayley? And then Big Bam says solid 8 out of 10. There were some really high points with the entrance for both Rumbles. Tag team match was good, but almost put me to sleep. Ladder match was as advertised. Women's Rumble winner was predictable, but the finish wasn't. Same for the men, in my opinion. So we should have the odds if I move them over. I don't think they're quite lined up. Let's go here, there, boom. Now they are. So this is where we are at the moment. So here we've got, yeah, I mean, it's between these two, isn't it? You can see there's quite a few people that are going this way. I mean, 30% on all time is really, really good. 56% in great is good. I mean, that means 86% of people are up here, right? It only leaves 14% here. So it's going to be one of these. I'm 8.5. I would not go up. I would go down. You know, I'm 8.5. If I had to, you know, someone went, would you go up or down? I'd go down, right? But that probably puts me around like here, to be honest. I'm probably around here. I mean, I feel like I'm very in line with you guys. I'm sort of in greats and definitely make a few tweaks, definitely change a few things. And then I'm starting to really get, you know, up here a bit more. But to reiterate, I am closer to like 8.25 than I am 8.75. So I'd probably need to change a few things just to cement my 8.5 first. And then, like, you know, change a few things to start moving up. So I feel like I'm very much like here with you. So if I had to choose an option, I would choose great. Yeah. But some of you enjoyed it more and you've gone all time. So very good. Very interesting. I don't know if I can quickly get, because I might even have last year's score. So at the moment, this is going to come out as great 86. So great's winning, so it's great. And then we add any scores above to it, so that would be 86%. So great 86 at the moment. I wonder if I can find last year's. I haven't done this. I'm literally doing it live. I wonder if I can find last year's Royal Rumble. I should have that score. Last year's Royal Rumble. So, select, go on clear, and here it is. Last year. Ooh, that's interesting. That's interesting. I can bring it over, look. Great 66 is what it got. Great 66. So, great 66. And at the moment, it's on course to get great 86. So, this year's Rumble, at the moment, is going to come in about 20% higher. But still a long, long way to go there. So, yeah, great 66 is what it picked up. That's what the great score got, right? So, at the moment, this is great 56. But overall, it's great 86. So, yeah, it is going to come out at the moment above last year's Royal Rumble. That's interesting, isn't it? That's interesting. I think it's interesting. So, there we go. We're going to clock in at about the 50-minute mark. I'm going to go away, work on a few other videos and bits and bobs, get some reaction clips up and whatnot. But really appreciate the support as always, but you know that anyway. We'll be back with an unseen later. Then I'm probably going to rest my voice and get ready for what should be a pretty bonkers Monday Night Raw. So have a great Sunday. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.